Hi, Boomiverse. Thank you for watching this tutorial going over how to document process revision differences in Boomi GPT with the Boomi Scribe AI agent. Let's first go over an example. And in this example, I have this AI test Boomi process, and I have a few revisions of this process and between the first and the latest, the fifth. And instead of having to go through all the different revisions and having to glean all the different changes going one by one of the individual revisions for between 1 and 5, I can utilize the Boomi Scribe AI agent to document the differences. But before we do that, I wanted to point out a few important considerations as well as the supported components that we can use here. So the key things to keep in mind is that Boomi Scribe can only document 2 versions within a single prompt. Version numbers do not need to be in consecutive order. For example, you can document the differences between version 2 and 5. Boomi Scribe currently supports the English language only at this time. And it has no knowledge of previous documentation responses. You cannot refer to a previous documentation prompt or response. To make adjustments to your prompt, copy and paste the previous prompt with your edits in the chat window. Boomi Scribe can document integrations with up to 100 steps. However, depending on complexities of an integration, such as the number of configurations within each step, you may experience response errors while documenting integrations with less than 100 steps, as well as steps that are disconnected from the process or not included in documentation. And we can access Boomi Scribe within the Boomi GPT landing page. But before we go to Boomi GPT, I also want to point out the supported components that Boomi Scribe can document changes for. I won't read off this list, but it is important to note that this information is recorded in our documentation, our Boomi AI documentation in particular, under the Boomi Scribe section, documenting version differences in Boomi GPT. So let's see this in action. So to document the differences between process revisions, we'll go and navigate to our Boomi AI or Boomi GPT landing page here. And now that we're here, we can type in our prompt. And now we can either come down here in our process revision history, copy and paste the component ID, or what we can do is we can use the # and we can search for our process. There's my AI test Boomi. And now that I have that, I can send that off, and Boomi Scribe will document the differences. We'll start off with a summary, additions, modifications, as well as pointing out deletions. Once this is done generating, we can either download this here. She'll download like that. Or we can copy this and pull it down into any document that we're working on, including this information. And that's it for now. Thank you for joining.